Good, happy Friday evening, January 7, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Friday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, Nashua schools to close Monday, Tuesday because of COVID-19 related absences. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Well, Tom, Nashua schools had almost 200 employees out yesterday. School officials say that is related to COVID-19. They also say now they're making the well-being of the entire community a priority. In a statement, Interim Superintendent Garth McKenney says schools will remain closed Monday and Tuesday. They're treating the 2 days like snow days because today, of course, also a snow day. Now, the tentative last day of school is pushed back to June 20th. Students and teachers will return to class on Wednesday, January 12th, which is an early release day. Thursday and Friday are expected to be ordinary days as planned. Adam Marcoux, the president of Nashua Teachers Union, says a lack of substitute teachers was an issue before the pandemic. Now he says it's adding to the struggle of keeping schools open.
We used to have a lot of our substitutes were retired staff that would come back, and we don't have some of them working right now because of their concerns around COVID. And when you're facing substitute issues during a pandemic in one district, you're facing them in other districts.
Another district dealing with high cases of COVID-19 is Bedford. Well, Bedford High School will enforce masks until January 20th. Live in Nashua, Grace Feinerman, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 cases in New Hampshire hit record high for a third time this week. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
And the changes for those schools come as the state sees another record for active confirmed cases. Current infections growing tonight to 15,340. There are 2,600 new cases to report tonight, with 540 from prior days. Current hospitalizations are up for the first time in days to 366. And there are 2 new COVID-related deaths to report.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Several inches of snow fell on New Hampshire's seacoast. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Winter arrived early this morning on the seacoast as the first significant snowfall of the new year moved in. By mid-morning, several inches of snow had fallen, accompanied by winds that made walking challenging as the snow swirled around. It didn't take long for the roads to become covered with snow, making it difficult for drivers, even as the plows did their best to keep up. Fortunately, the tide was on its way out during the morning, so there were no concerns about coastal flooding. However, as with any storm along the water, it was just what some surfers ordered, taking advantage of the bigger waves. And there were the typical winter scenes of people shoveling, clearing their driveway, even if you just got back from Florida yesterday.
Don't want to be here. I know, this is something fun to come back to for sure. Snow's pretty powdery, so it's not super heavy. I'm not too cold.
It's nice to be home, but this is kind of one of the things about living in New Hampshire, got to deal with both sides of the weather.
As you take a live look at the ocean, one of the things that changed during this storm, visibility has definitely deteriorated. Now, as far as coastal flooding goes, the tide is on its way in. The next high tide is scheduled at 2:49 here at Hampton Beach. However, that should be when the storm is winding down. Reporting live at Hampton Beach, Ray Brewer, WMUR News Now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Portion of Everett Turnpike was temporarily closed in Merrimack earlier today after a crash. Exact of injuries, if any, not known. Earlier today, the southbound side of the Everett Turnpike was temporarily closed Friday afternoon in Merrimack after a tractor-trailer went off the road, according to New Hampshire State Police. That portion of the highway was closed at mile marker 16.6. As of 1:30 p.m., one southbound lane was back open. The exact of the injuries, if any, is not known. Reward for information to find 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery increases to $94,000. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tonight, the reward for information to find missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery is up to $94,000. Manchester police announced another $34,000 from 5 more local businesses and private citizens. Harmony Montgomery was reported missing on New Year's Eve. She has not been seen since late 2019. Her father, Adam Montgomery, is now facing assault charges, accused of abusing Harmony in 2019, and his estranged wife, Kayla Montgomery, is accused of welfare fraud for allegedly collecting benefits for Harmony, even when she was not in their care. Anyone with information about Harmony should call or text the dedicated tip line, 603-203-6060.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire DOT crews work to clear the roads as snow falls across southern New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
What's Thunderstruck on Carnival?
What's Thunderstruck?
Well, we are here along I-93 in Salem. We'll give you a nice look at both north and southbound sides. Right now, this traffic that you see going by right now heading north, this is because a series of plows just came through here. So a lot of folks are taking it slow as those plows do their work. I have to say, though, I did notice quite a few people on the roads today as we made our way down here, more than I actually thought, in particular on the northbound side. I think a lot of folks are heading up north hoping to get a ski weekend out of this snow. But conditions, of course, are slick at this hour. The speed limit on the way down was 45 miles per hour as we made our way to Salem. In some spots, though, I said we weren't even going that fast, probably right around 40 miles per hour. But let's go ahead and take you into town here in Salem and show you what's happening. This is video from a short time ago, and this morning, town and private plow drivers are out working to keep the main roads and secondary roads clear so that folks who are out can get by. Local shops as well here in Salem also had crews out clearing parking lots if any shoppers are heading to the grocery store, the market today. Salem and the surrounding area is expected to see several inches of snow. Right now, I'd say we have probably about 3 or 4 inches on the ground. But the good news is that it's nice and light, easy to move around. You know, I was out this morning shoveling my driveway before I headed into work, and it really wasn't a problem with the cleanup. So some good news there. But again, here's another live look at I-93 in Salem. Traffic is moving in both directions, but it's definitely slick out there. Some spots are caked in that layer of snow. So if you are driving this afternoon, of course, just take it slow and you should get to where you need to go. Reporting in Salem, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
All right.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into the weather. Weather right now is 26 degrees and cloudy. And there are currently 262 closings and delays. With more on the weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. Fluffy snow moves out through afternoon. And a cold weather will be coming in, a cold snap. With more on the weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Skrupa right now.
Recording this for you just before the lunch hour, and the snow that we've been seeing through the morning hours will continue to gradually wind down from west to east through the afternoon. Only snag for the evening commute will be some wind gusts out of the north over 20 miles an hour, and because of the fluffy nature and the very light nature to the snow that we've had fall with temperatures in the 20s, some of that could blow and drift around later on this afternoon. So again, this is what Storm Tracker looks like for you at around 11:30. You'll notice a little bit of a back edge here through western parts of the state. So at really the end of the accumulation for western areas of the state, while these darker shades here indicate that it is still snowing at a pretty good clip and a few additional inches of accumulation tacked on from what you have already. There's the area of low pressure heading into the Gulf of Maine. This will race away later on this afternoon. So by the time we get to 3 o'clock today, nothing more than just some scattered snow showers out there. Evening commute should be much improved compared to the morning commute. And then skies will clear later on tonight as we drop back into the single digits and teens. Wind will go overnight. So there'll be a lot of areas that'll have wind chill readings down near or below zero to start the day tomorrow. Temperatures in the 20s with a wind that is more organized in the morning before lightening up through the afternoon. And here come the clouds on Sunday. These clouds will likely have some mixed shower activity with it. That front eventually will mean business, though. As that moves through Sunday evening, it's going to open the door to some much colder air out of central Canada. As a matter of fact, by the time we get to Monday night, Tuesday, and early Wednesday, this is the coldest air of the season. We get into highs only in the single digits and teens for Tuesday, and just about everybody across the state could be sub-zero early Wednesday morning.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. Thank you for that weather forecast, Kevin, and have a great weekend. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching this Friday evening edition. Have a great rest of your Friday evening and see you back here tomorrow with more news coverage. Good night and goodbye, everyone.